Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast, your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of the Stuff and Things Podcast. I am Sam. Talking Star Wars today is the Book of Boba Fett Season 1 Episode 2. Joining me to discuss the Fett, it's Stefan!
It is the way. I am here.
This is the way. You had to try and get that in somewhere.
In this season, somewhere in these episodes, I was going to have it. There it is.
There it is. We and you, yeah, it's quite funny actually. We do this podcast,
Yep.
And we talk about all sorts of different TV shows. We're talking about the movies and things, but obviously the thing that is quite funny and the thing that's obvious when you say it out loud, but it's me and you message each other about this stuff a lot. So
Yeah,
like, when we watch
geeks.
things, yeah, when we watch things and we spot things. We like, oh, you know, did you see this? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Or, you know, oh my god, did you see this? So, typically after watching an episode, especially if we're going to podcast about it, we do make an effort to try not to, because we try and like, no, because if we lay all this out here now, when we get to the podcast, we're just going to be like, yeah, there was some shooting, bang bangs, it was fun. Because we've got nothing else to say.
We've already gone through everything. We're just actually reading our WhatsApp messages to each other out loud.
And we're basically exhausted by then. It's like, oh, we've talked about this for like 10 hours already. We don't need another 10 minutes. So we do try and sort of go, save it for the show.
Yep.
But I did say after this episode, so episode 2, and I did say to you, it's like, I've watched it. I know you've not watched it yet. I got a feeling you're not going to like it. Mm-hmm. And now I know you've now watched it, and I know you've enjoyed it.
Yes.
So let me explain to you why I thought you weren't going to like it.
Okay, go on.
When we recorded our podcast for episode 1, you straight away said to me, it's like, oh, you know, I wasn't sure because of the flashback kind of element. But then we both agreed, you know, and you agreed, you said it yourself, they got the balance like spot on. It was like perfect 50-50 of storytelling now, storytelling, filling in the gap. Great stuff. When I watched the next episode, and literally we had a beginning set now, and then that was it. It was then just straight flashback for the whole episode. Yeah. I thought, oh, he's not going to like this. I thought, I'm going to have to defend this show to my co-host. However, you did. So
I'm now actually more invested in the Sandman.
The Sand people, yeah.
The Tuscan Raiders. Yeah. I'm now more invested in that storyline than I am about the present day one. Yeah, so if anything, fair. I've now completely flipped, and now I'm like, no, I don't care about what's going on now. I don't care. He's in charge of Tantoween. Yeah, whatever. What happened with the Tuscans?
Yeah, take me back. But you see why I said it? Why I thought, oh no, you're not gonna like it.
Oh yeah, I can see.
Yeah, but you did.
I really did. I really enjoyed it. I prefer this one to the first episode. Yeah. The show is growing episode by episode.
Did you notice the runtime difference, by the way?
This one felt longer.
Well, let me just fill you in on this. So, I didn't know. Like, I watched both episodes, and I thought the first one was over in a blink. I was like, damn. And then the second one, it felt again like it was too fast. Like, these should be longer. So when you go on to Disney Plus, I know the end credits because they then go through like every
they take about 12 minutes
translation
now,
into every language on Earth, and they thank the people who did it, which is great. But
I'm also pretty sure if you actually sit and watch all the credits, do you reckon there's one in there for like just the random made up Star Wars languages?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that like the last one is like, we'd like to thank Jazzy Jeff for Wookey. Translation into
to
this.
Wookey. Yeah.
So the first one was like 36 minutes, which probably about 30 minutes of episode, 30 minutes of episode. So that was, like I said, it was like a blink. This one was like 54.
Yeah, it did feel longer.
So we clearly don't have a set, and it's one of the big benefits of streaming services, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they put together these episodes, and typically if you're going to air this on like a network television, you've got to get it within the margins because of ad breaks and other shows and everything like that. On a streaming platform, if they come to Disney and go like, we got our 6 episodes, the timing's all over the place, but they are the best cuts of each episode, Disney are just going to be like, yep.
Yeah, right, go for it. But if they were to go to a TV show, they're going to go, right, look, basically you've either got a half-hour slot where your episode is allowed to be 20 to 22 minutes, or you've got an hour slot where you're allowed 40 to 42 minutes. Like, if it's not those, tough.
Yeah,
streaming,
exactly.
whatever, go for it, whatever.
and that's great. I mean, that is a massive benefit of the platform, and I think we as fans benefit from it. So yeah, like the first episode, then it kind of splits itself into a what's going on now, and then back to what was going on with Boba during that time where he was on Tatooine after being thrown into the Sarlacc pit. But you know, as a tradition on the podcast, we're talking about the Book of Boba Fett Season 1 Episode 2. It's Chapter 2, and the title of that chapter...
The Tribes of Tantoween.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that. The Tribes of Tantoween. It's good. See, even the titles of the episodes get me, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
What tribes? What tribes?
Yeah, tell me more. So Fennec drags this assassin guy back to... I'm still calling it Jabba's palace, by the way.
Yeah, I think it still is. Like, you know.
I've not moved on to Boba's palace. Hopefully by the end of the season, I'll feel like it's Boba's place.
Now, it's like when they rename a football stadium. You're always going to call it the original name. It's just what it is. It's Jabba's palace.
It's Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
So drags him back to Jabba's palace. And the guy's like he's part of a well-known like mercenary assassin group, and you know, the droid that wants to torture everybody, by the way, in the first episode, the droid this like, let's just string them up by their nads and beat them with sticks. He's like, there's no point torturing this guy, he'll never talk. And
just kill him. Right.
So like in week 1, you're like the murder bot, let's torture everybody. Week 2, you're like, there's no point.
Yeah, he just wants to kill now. He's evolved.
So Fennec has a plan, and basically says, you're not going to talk, right, fine, talk to the Rancor.
This is possibly my favourite part of the episode.
So we kind of, every Star Wars fan kind of has this, oh my god, he's been thrown into the pit, Jabba's things moved forward so we can watch.
Yes!
And then almost collectively around the world you heard wait a minute.
Yeah, hold up, he's got another one.
Yeah, Luke killed that. We all remember it because the guy cried because it was his pet.
That was it.
We all remember that. You know, and everyone hated Luke for killing the monster.
That's it. And then you have this couple of minutes where you go, oh, what's the new monster going to be?
Yeah.
I was expecting I don't know why. I have no idea why, okay? I was expecting like some giant spidery sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't like spiders, so that's typically when monsters are going to come running out of somewhere. That's my
first fear. Spider. Not a giant spider.
Some giant alien spider creature. You remember that episode of The Mandalorian with all the spider things? Oh,
yes.
That was hell for me. I've only watched that episode once. I've rewatched the series from start to finish, and I got to that one and I went, nope.
I'm done.
I know the premise of this one. I don't need to watch it again. But yeah, sorry. So with this, and it's hilarious because the guy, I mean, obviously, clearly Jabba's palace and the reputation of this monster is out there. Clearly nobody knows the thing's been killed. And when I was thinking about the continuity and timeline-wise, it's been quite some time since the thing was dead. Yeah, I mean, well, I say that the events of Return of the Jedi obviously precede what's going on here, or precede the Mandalorian, and in turn precede the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
So, you know, the Empire's gone, the remnants of the Empire are still kicking around. So yeah, I mean, it's possible this group just didn't know. And I mean, the guy absolutely bricks himself, which is hilarious. Fennec's bluff works, and he shouts out, it was the mayor. Now, obviously, me and you had a theory. Yeah. Me and you had the theory last week that it was the woman in the kind of casino style place.
I now feel bad. Yeah, I now feel bad. She was just being nice, and now I'm judging her. And now I'm like,
Yeah, I still am. I don't trust any character in any show that's overtly nice, you know. Hello, I'm new, and I'm being lovely to you. They clearly want to eat your eyeballs. That's, you know, you gotta be watchful of these new people smiling. Yeah.
Are they happy? Yes. Why?
Yeah, someone shows up and they want to kill you. It's like, okay, this is the norm.
I'm happy with this. This is fine. This is fine.
Maybe if we get past this, we can be friends. But no, they show up, smiles, want a hug. You just put them down straight away. I could have possibly watched too much Walking Dead.
I feel like maybe.
Yeah. I may need to discuss this with a professional.
The fact you say put them down is even better.
Yeah, exactly. Put them down.
That's Walking Dead. Yeah,
that is very Walking Dead. What did you think about Boba just marching his ass to the mayor's office? That made me laugh.
I love it. And again, we didn't see your litter coming. I like his look of, I don't use one. Yeah. I walk. I have a jetpack, but I walk. Yeah.
I enjoyed there's two aspects of that I quite enjoyed. One is the fact it's been brought up again as kind of like you're acting like you're the boss, but you're not acting like you're the boss. You know, it's kind of like sly digs from this slimy little git.
Yeah.
And he's kind of getting away with it because Boba's trying to rule with respect, not fear.
How many episodes do you think this is going to last before he just goes like full outrage?
Well, it is kind of curious to me. It's kind of curious to me of where I think it could go, because I've got a kind of, dare I say, obvious arc in my mind, which I don't know if it's obvious because it's obvious or just obvious to me. Yeah. But a kind of arc to me is where the flashbacks and the current collide. Clearly, Boba is friends of the Tuscan Raiders, and clearly there is a lot of them. And clearly, at some point in the present day, Boba's got a fight coming. Does he have an army? No. Well, maybe he does. Maybe he has the Tuscan Raiders. So I kind of have that in the back of my mind as when there's a showdown, he is going to have some support. But
now there's a theory. Yeah.
The battle with the mayor. Then the kind of verbal taunting. One, the assassin guy's taken out fairly sharp.
Pretty much on the spot. Oh, you told him who it was. Bang.
Yeah, that was kind of like didn't want him to say any more, or just because he says like, oh, these people aren't allowed to operate here, so thanks for turning him in. Shoots him, and he tries to pay him off. Now I couldn't make my mind up if this was a silencing the guy, or if this was a kind of, I'm not treating you as the daimyo, I am treating you as a bounty hunter that has brought a bounty in front of me.
I was going more with the second option, because even Boba makes up, I'm not a bounty hunter, but I will take the reward as a tribute. And trying to say, look, this is who I am, and everyone else is like, no, you're not. No.
Yeah, it's kind of like a political power play by both of them, where one's calling him a bounty hunter and dismissing him as such, and he's making it clear, although he's taking the money, he's not a bounty hunter, and this is tribute.
Yeah.
It's it's a collision course, isn't it? And also, by the way, the mayor appears to have a lot of armed guards.
Yeah, he has, surrounded, I think, is the way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the mayor's, as crooked as all politicians are.
Yeah, and it's a weird character. Like, obviously, we have a lot of alien stuff, but I love the fact that, like, he's wearing a translator. Yeah. So you get this kind of like, thank you for that. And I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, it saves on a protocol droid, I think. You just wear the protocol droid's brain around you.
Pretty much, yeah. I'll just wear his translation droid. It's fine.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I like that. So we have that kind of confrontation, but one of the things he says in that is, like, he basically tries to say that you've got bigger problems than me.
Yes.
And I was kind of like trying to follow that. I was like, I don't get what he's trying to say. I'm not really following what he's trying to say.
Yeah, it sounded like a threat to me. I was listening, it's like, you have bigger issues than me. And I'm like, why? What have you set up? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I kind of thought that. And one of the things, he sends him back to this kind of like diner casino type place. And so I was kind of like celebrating a little bit, like, yeah, I was right. She did do it. She was the one.
Yeah.
But when he gets there again, she's like all smiles and lovely to him, but kind of goes, yeah, you don't own me anymore. I'm owned by somebody else. And Boba's like, what?
Yes.
And then we hear the drums.
Yeah. How excited did you get the drums, or did you get confused like I was?
So they kept talking about in episode 1 and then earlier in episode 2 coming in on this litter thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Boba and Fennec were walking down the street, she was talking about the tradition of the Hutts being paraded.
Yep.
So when I heard the drums at first, I thought, no, I had no idea. I was like, what the hell? But then I did think to myself, could it be someone else is like going to be... I never thought like who they were. I was just like, could it be someone else is now trying to be the daimyo and is therefore embracing all the traditions?
Yeah, and as she says the twins, and I'm like, who the hell are the twins?
Yeah, well, see,
What
that
are
reference...
these?
Yeah, that reference did hit to me because I watched the Clone Wars animated series and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're
where
still further into it than I am.
Yeah, the Hutts are there, and you see all of them. It's not just Jabba. And the twins, I believe, are Jabba's cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then we go outside and we get to meet them for the first time in live action. Basically the Jabba, the Hutt twins.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I absolutely loved about this,
The poor bastards holding the litter,
yes,
like they're gonna die at any minute.
They all look A, exhausted, and B, like they're under pressure.
Yeah.
Which in my head, as someone who's done, I did like media and film and stuff like that at school.
Yeah.
So I obviously am aware they are CGI, but there will be stuff inside that CGI area to make the movements, everything happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck have they put on this thing for these poor guys that are carrying it to genuinely look like they're like, Jesus, this is heavy, can we cut now, please?
Yeah. It's probably Jon Favreau, and they just sat there,
on a
carry
throne.
me around. Yeah, and they're just Star Wars fans saying, gladly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you and Dave, take your thrones. One of the things I liked that. But one of the things I also liked was kind of like my mind was racing with possibilities.
Yep.
So I was kind of like, if you're Boba, what do you do here? What do you do? You're a bit surrounded. I was thinking to myself, I'd shoot the front two guys holding that litter.
Just watch it drop.
And just watch the twins just roll into the sand. You know what I mean?
And they would literally roll as well.
And they would literally roll into the sand. Because you do that, then everyone else is going to turn around. All eyes are going to be on that. So if you've got like a load of armed guards around them and stuff, they're clearly going to be turning around to that. And it gives you a chance to get out. Give you a chance to get the upper hand.
Around. What the hell? Oh.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I just think to myself, one, I just thought that would be the tactic, and two, they would be so funny to see.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be hilarious watching the two Hutts just like splat into the sand. So my mind was kind of racing with that. Now, whilst my mind's racing, there's this dialogue going on, back and forth and all this sort of conversation. And I mean, it's basically, we're in charge. No, you're not. I'm in charge. So although the dialogue's good, the dialogue kind of got blown out of the water for me when this big-ass, badass-looking Wookiee steps forward.
Yeah, now we haven't seen many Wookiees.
No.
Chewie was obviously the big one.
So Chewbacca clearly is the Wookiee everybody knows. In the prequel films, we got to see their home planet Kashyyyk under siege, and Yoda was there. But it was all very... you didn't really see a lot. And the prequels, sadly, for me anyway, were just a little over CGI'd. So it didn't feel like real Wookiees in a sense.
Yeah, whereas this guy, as soon as he walked out from the crowd, you're like, oh damn, that's a warrior Wookiee. That's a WW. Wow.
I absolutely marked out. I know that's a term from wrestling, but I was just like, oh my god, it's a giant badass looking Wookiee.
Yeah.
Best day ever. So whatever they said in that moment's lost on me now, because I'm just like looking
and grunts, and you're like, yeah, that's a damn ass Wookiee.
That's amazing. This is amazing. But my mind's just like, oh my god, please let Chewie have a cameo and let them fight. I want to see a Wookiee on Wookiee fight. So I have that kind of moment. Now, one of the things I learned after the episode is this is a known character in Star Wars lore. This is a character called Black Chrysanthemum.
Oh.
It's spelled Krrsantan. So I went Chrysanthemum. I'm possibly wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm from Bristol here in England, and you see Chrysanthemum. That is Chrysanthemum. Now he's a comic book character. This is his first ever live action. He's not been animated, nothing before. This is the first time he's appeared in the Marvel Comics, Star Wars comics, issue number 1 of Darth Vader. It came out in 2015. And this guy is a big character in that. He is a former gladiator turned bounty hunter. So when Boba actually refers to him as your gladiator, he obviously knows him. Yeah, he clearly knows him or knows of him. And also, did you notice when they were leaving, he kind of gave him a little bit of a raised eyebrow? Or is that just... I know it's hard to see an eyebrow on a Wookiee, but did you notice that?
No, I can't say I did.
So the black big badass Wookiee dude.
Yep. The gladiator.
Now it's official.
Yep.
The official title. When he turns to go away, anyone who's as bad as me, and we'll put the episode on again just to look at this. Watch it. I swear, he kind of raises, like, he kind of gives him like the eye, and to me it looked like a raised eyebrow, like, hey Boba, yeah, it's nice to see you again.
How you going, buddy? How's it going?
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. Big badass looking Wookiee dude. Bit of a confrontation. Boba makes it clear, you want to run this place, you got to kill me. They kind of go, no bloodshed today. We have got a fight coming, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a confrontation coming, and it's going to be badass.
Yeah. I'd like to know who the Hutt's kind of army is. If they've just got... I mean, I'm guessing the Hutts have always had a lot of money, so I'm guessing they've just brought in the mercenaries. Like, we'll have all of them.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the Hutts, they're gangsters. So they literally have, think of it like an organised crime from anything you've ever seen. So they'll have capos, people who run territories, run businesses for them. And, like you said, they've got money. I mean, they are a galactic mafia across multiple worlds and planets. So, you know, the Hutts were as far in as Coruscant. You know, there was a Hutt actually on Coruscant in as you found out in Clone Wars. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. For me, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they bring and the kind of force they're going to bring. Because, of course, we also know there's loads of former Imperials out there who are basically now acting as kind of like a renegade army. So, you know, it's even possible the Hutts are just gone, yeah, okay, we got like 1,000 old stormtroopers over there. We've paid them. They're going to go try and storm Jabba's old palace. Yeah. We don't know. But it's going to be interesting.
I've just watched the scene again, and the Wookiee definitely does like a little bit of a head tilt, kind of like, see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you again. But I mean, this is just dream for me here. But I kind of love it if those two are friends. So this guy's rocked up. It's like, oh, it's Boba. Okay, you know, and in a later episode, he's going to switch sides, and then we have this guy in the series going forward, recurring character. Boba, Fennec, and the big badass Wookiee dude.
That'd be a pretty sick trio.
That'd be amazing. So we have him go back now. So he's back at the Jabba's palace, and he goes into his tank again to do a bit more of the healing that he needs to do.
Yes.
And that means dream sequence.
Yeah, the wavy screen and
yeah. Flashback central. So we're back again with the Tuscan Raiders, and we're learning a little bit more about them. We're learning a little bit more about how Bubba's becoming sort of part of them.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about something now, a little bit abstract, I suppose. But one of the things I loved about The Mandalorian, and it was one of the things that I remember before The Mandalorian came out, I saw an interview with Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And he described The Mandalorian as a classic Western set in Star Wars.
Yes.
And I never really understood what he meant. But then when you simplified what was going on in The Mandalorian, it was like a cowboy moseying on into town, Mando arriving on a planet, running into problems, local gunfighter, overcoming the problem, moseying on out of town. So
yes.
It kind of really worked. And when you've gone into the Book of Boba Fett, I didn't know if we were going to get that kind of same vibe or not. To me, it would be silly to drop that because this worked really well. But with this, we're clearly getting the kind of two stories, of the present day and the flashback.
Yeah.
In this episode, more than anything ever, this is a Western. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, to me, it's like the absolute classic Western of the cowboy, white man, if you like, coming across the Native American tribe, befriending them, learning their language, learning their customs,
Yeah.
Going, and then we've even got a train.
Very symbolic
we've even
kind of
got
thing, yeah.
We've even got them trying to board. Think of every western you've ever seen with the cowboys riding alongside on their horses.
There's
jumping
always
onto a train.
cowboys, horses, and trains. That is a western. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, wow, you're really doubling down on this western thing. I mean, I'm on it. I love it, and everything about it's amazing.
Yes.
But I really picked up on that in this episode. Like, for me, it really had all of the feels of a classic western. Even the ending. If you think about the very end of the episode, there's this weird ritual thing, right?
Yep.
This tripped me out, and like, if you were going to cut something from this episode and you cut this, I don't think the episode would have been the poorer for it. That's not me attacking what they did here, but I'm just saying I didn't really fully think it was needed. The creature going up into him, causing him to have this absolute psychedelic kind of crazy vision quest, finds a tree, cuts this thing off the tree, marches his ass back with the branch. But again,
the lizard jumps out of his nose. Like,
yeah,
what?
but the best thing about that is his line of, "Oh damn, I thought that was part of the dream."
Yeah.
It's like, I completely understand why you would think that, because that is so messed up.
Here's it's a lizard. Thanks, great.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
like,
hell?
you've given me a lizard.
swallowed
Oh
it.
no, wait, the lizard's now jumped into my brain.
Like, this episode, I think I messaged you and said it was like 41 minutes of absolute amazing.
Yeah.
With about 5 minutes of batshit crazy.
Well, yeah,
At the end, I'm like,
the thing
what?
The reason why I brought up the whole Western thing and the Native American thing is because, of course, vision quests are a massive part of Native American culture and what they did. And it was kind of like, again, this kind of, the white man cowboy, if you like, coming across this, being taken on this vision quest, being initiated into the part of the tribe, being given the garments, being part of the tribe, and then literally finished with a dance around a fire.
Yes.
You think about Native American, all the customs and the dances and stuff like that they would do. It was literally an initiation, a dance. Yeah. I did also see a few people say, because of Timor Morrison, the guy who plays Boba Fett, is Maori heritage from New Zealand. Mm-hmm. The dance very reminiscent of a Maori dance, which it was as well. But cool. I just want to say that I think if you're going on the Western theme, you're not, it's all there, if that makes sense.
Oh, very much so. Very much.
Yeah. But yeah, so that kind of crazy ass scene at the end aside. I
mean, that was just mental. Let's just finish on that. Was like
it was
we have
mental.
A gift for you, and in my head, I instantly went, "Oh, the gift is going to be the weapon that we see him arrive in Mando with." Yeah, so I'm like, this is how he gets his weapon. This is going to be awesome.
It is. In theory, you're right.
It is, but not how I expect.
No,
I'm laying in bed watching this on the telly going, what the hell?
It is not the way I thought that was going to go. Like, yeah, that's fair.
The wife's next to me. She's reading her book, because I watch Boba. She's not into Star Warsy stuff, so she's reading her book. And she looked up at the moment the lizard went up his nose, just looked at me and went, what the... don't ask.
Yeah,
just
what
don't. I haven't understood
watching?
yet. I haven't understood yet. When I understand, I will tell you. But yet, there's a lizard in his face. I don't know.
Because right now, I got no idea what's going on.
But yeah, then the lizard jumps out of his face, and he's like, "Oh, that's better." I'm like, right, okay.
It was his kind of shock of the fact it was even in there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I hallucinated that. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's right. So one of the things that happens is this train comes blasting through the area. It's like an armoured train flying through, and they just basically have got armed guards that shoot the Tuscans as they fly through.
Now, I am well impressed. I have never seen a train on Star Wars before.
No. Well,
this was awesome.
We saw a kind of train in the Solo film, but this was like a speeder train, wasn't it? It's like literally launching across, like a cargo transport, basically, but on land.
Yeah.
So Boba says, Boba obviously recognises, well, this is messed up.
Yeah.
These people are just killing you, taking pot shots on a regular basis.
And it's not even like the Tuscans had tried to stop the train or anything beforehand. They were literally just sat at a campfire and went, "Oh no, the train's coming! Everyone hide!" Yeah. Why?
Yeah. And then they start getting their ass kicked. But what's interesting is, well, they do say in this is like, we don't fight properly because they have machines.
Yes.
And Boba's like, well, I will teach you. How to do this. So Boba tells him he's going to help stop the train, and he just needs the stick and one of the weapons, and he goes off.
Yeah.
Now, when he says that, I kind of think to myself, he's going to go to wherever this is based, this train is based, wipe the floor with the people that are there, that's the end of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to the train station or the depot or something.
Yeah. Choo-choo, hello, I'd like to get the 714 to Tatooine. Yeah, so, that's... Boba, but he goes to, like, this bar, this kind of thing, and he tracks... So... In the flashback earlier, in episode 1, we saw a group of guys on, like, speeder bikes smash up a house, raid the place, leave the people for dead, and spray paint, like, a symbol, like a gang symbol on the thing.
Yes.
He tracks them down to, like, a bar, and he goes into the bar and wipes the floor with them.
Saving a couple's lovely romantic date. Yeah.
Well, that couple as well,
I
know something here, and it's very nerdy.
Oh, go on.
And it's so nerdy, I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I knew this.
Nerd alert, yep.
In Star Wars A New Hope, so the first film we see Luke Skywalker, there is a cut scene, which you can now go onto Disney Plus and find in the cut scenes, etc. And it was on the Blu-ray release, not even the DVD release, it was on the Blu-ray release, of Luke, after spotting a Star Destroyer in the sky above Tatooine, goes to tell his two best friends about it.
Yes.
This couple are those people. They are his best friends.
No way!
It's not the same actors, obviously, because that was back in the 70s, but they've made them look... Yeah, it is them. Definitely it is them.
That's damn cool.
Even in the, like, credits, the character names. The character names, from memory, is something like Cammy and Fixer.
Now, as we know, I sit here with IMDb up just for moments like this.
Okay, bring it on. How close was I?
Let me find them.
Right.
What did you say their names were?
Cammy and Fixer. I'm sure that's what
Cammy and Fixer.
Oh, really? I got it nailed on.
Cammy, K-A-M-I-E, and Fixer.
Yeah. Well, Fixer I was pretty sure of, because that's one that sticks in your mind.
Yeah.
But Cammy could have been anything. But no, Cammy and Fixer. Oh, good. Well, there you go. Yeah. So that
Such
is
a nerd.
That is a total... You know, one of the things I love about The Mandalorian and this is you can tell the people making it are Star Wars fans, and everything's made with love.
To put that sort of detail into it, that's someone who loves Star Wars.
It's just someone who's gone, these characters got cut from the original film. Let's have them on screen. Let's give them a moment. Let's give them a scene.
Yeah.
I did actually draw a parallel in my own mind, by the way, between this scene with Boba and just another famous sci-fi film. It kind of felt a bit like Terminator 2, when Arnold walks into the bar and is like, I need your keys, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
Yeah.
He just kind of walks in and demolishes them, but he doesn't say anything. He just sort of walks in like monosyllabic and just beats the crap out of them.
But that's the thing, Boba doesn't say a word. He walks in, destroys them all, does a shot, walks out. It's like,
he does the shot.
The barman's just there wiping the glass off the bar like, carry on.
I actually, see, I love that he did a shot. So, I wonder if in any original draft or at any moment they thought that he'd say sorry about the mess, which of course was Han Solo's line after shooting Greedo.
Yeah.
I just wonder, I just sort of thought, there could be a real homage moment though, but Boba does a shot, which is so much better. That's so Boba.
Just does the shot, walks out. I didn't say he put any money down, so he stole their drink after kicking their ass.
Yeah, damn right.
And Cammy and Fixer just stood in the corner like, what just happened?
I love that. I just loved it. He just wiped the floor of them. It was brilliant. So he leaves and he ties up these speeder bikes and he takes them back to the Tuscans. Now, here is the moment of controversy for me and you.
Okay.
We believe there is a slight editing error in this, or we can't count.
Yeah, so,
which is infinitely possible.
Yes. Yeah, I messaged you and I just said to you, how many speeders were there? Because he steals the one he's riding and he has 3 tied up behind him.
He does.
Throughout all the training montages and everything else he shows, there are 4 bikes.
Yeah.
But at the end, the very end, when they get the jump across the bikes correctly and they ride off, there is Boba at the front and 4 bikes behind him.
Yeah.
So an extra bike appears from somewhere.
Yeah. So basically, there's a cut scene where someone steals another one.
Basically, yeah. They're like, wait, we need one more.
Yeah, well, I said to you, it's kind of weird because the kind of perspective of the camera angles and stuff like that, there are times where it looks like there's only 2 bikes, only times where it looks like there's one, but it's because of the angle of where the one is behind it. But yeah, I'm with you. You kind of look at it, and also when he walks out of the place, he counts 4. Yeah. You know, he picks 1 and then walks along and there's 3 more.
And there's one other scene as well, the same thing, when they all leave to go after the train.
Yeah.
He leaves, 3 more bikes leave after him, and then there's a long shot, and there's 5 bikes going across, and then the next shot, there's 4 of them again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just a case of it was a slight editing issue, or if there's, like you say, there's been a scene somewhere where Boba turns around and goes, we need more.
Yeah.
And actually, there could be 6 or 7 of them. We just didn't see that scene.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's funny, because with stuff like that, and Star Wars fans are so hot on stuff like this.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought, after you said it, and I had a look, I went, oh yeah, no, I see what you mean. I genuinely thought it'd be everywhere. I thought this would be all over the TikToks, this would be all over YouTube, every review of the episode would be talking about, and nobody is.
No one's mentioned it.
Which
now,
makes
that
me
tells you it's
really
a really good
doubt
episode.
myself. Really doubt it. So, everybody listening, take a moment, load the episode, and count the speeder bikes for us, because we could just be counting, Rod. This is a real possibility, but have a look.
It is possible.
But I don't know. The scenes. So the number of bikes aside, the training kind of montage was very funny to me.
Loved
it. Was kind of. I find Boba smiling creepy.
Yeah, he's like a character that shouldn't smile. He should be serious and solemn the whole time.
Yeah,
Almost
I don't know,
a face of,
why.
do you know what I've seen?
The actor's like such a ridiculously lovely guy as well. He was genuinely a very joyful, smiling, happy person. And I'm guessing they're trying to give Boba that little bit more personality in this, because obviously up to this point he's either helmet on or, or not.
Well,
you don't really see a lot.
In fairness, he only has 4 lines in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of this is a clean slate to work with.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of interesting. Like the moment where he's on the speeder trying to explain to the Tuscans how to ride, and he does the kind of motion like just like riding one of your beasts.
It's a bantha, just like this.
Just like riding a bantha. He's like smiling at them, and then he says, "Right, I did laugh. Right, who's first?" And you see the Tuscans all look at each other, and one basically gets nudged forward, like,
"It's you.
Go on, yeah, it's you. You're the one closest. Off you go." But yeah, no, it was great, and the kind of montage thing was fun, and you could see what he was trying to get him to learn how to do.
Yeah, I love.
And then of course they do it. They try and take down the train.
Yeah.
And they succeed, and it's a great scene. The whole takedown of the train is brilliant.
Just quickly before we hit the take, I want to quickly go back to the montage bit.
Okay.
So they're practicing the jumping across the bikes.
Yeah.
That poor sod that keeps falling off.
Hilarious,
that guy has got to be battered and bruised. Can you jump again?
The scene where he falls and then the other guy goes over him with the speeder bike, and kind of, even though it's masked and you can't see it, you know that face was Jeff's gonna be mad when he gets up.
And then he jumps it, he lands it, he celebrates and falls off.
Yeah, that again. How natural is that? He like celebrates like a loon and falls off because of it. Yeah. That'd be me. That'd be how it'd happen with me. I'd celebrate and then land flat on my face. That'd be pretty much how it'd go.
Yeah, woohoo! Arthur.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, that did not work well. So the train, the kind of taking down the train. Like I said, like the classic Western, the kind of the cowboys and the gunfire back and forth with the raiders sort of trying to get on board. Once they manage it, there's a droid flying the thing. I say flying is the right word. Driving the thing.
Yeah.
The droid keeps trying to like burn them up with this kind of booster thing.
Yeah.
Which was messed up. But 2, when he finally gets in there and tells the droid to stop, the droid jumps. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's a droid. What the hell's going on? So the droid jumps, and then he has to work out how to stop the thing. They manage to basically crash it into the dunes. Tuscans celebrate like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of prisoners. And again, because I watched the animated Clone Wars show, the Han Solo movie, I recognise the prisoners as part of the Pike Syndicate.
Yeah.
So in the Star Wars universe, drug runners typically are running a drug called spice. And that's what this is. That's what they're transporting.
Yeah.
Again, another funny scene where he goes, so you hauling spice? And the guy's like, don't know what you're talking about. And then one of the Tuscans cracks open a crate of it. It's like, ah! And Boba's like, well, it looks like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, funny enough.
Yeah. Bad timing for you to lie to me. I think he even says, this is not a good start for you.
Yeah.
It's like, are you going to kill us? Depends on what you say. This is not looking good for you so far.
Yeah.
So, did you recognise in what happens next the tie-in to the Mandalorian?
No. Like I should have. The way you said that feels
no,
like I should.
No, not at all. Because again, this could just be me reaching here. So basically, Boba lays it down to him like this: like, okay, I'm going to let you live. You can go, but this is the last time you guys go harassing across their land. You know, the Dune Sea and everything that you're across, all of this, that belongs to these people. So if you're going to go across, you pay them a toll and you do it. They'll make sure your shipments get through.
Yeah.
But you do not go firing, shooting at them randomly anymore.
Yeah.
And we know that is the case because in the Mandalorian series, the Mando, when he's off trying to hunt down Fennec, ironically, they come across Tuscan Raiders, and when the guy who's with Mando at the time says, what do they want? He says, we've got to pay a toll to cross their land.
Ah, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, and he throws them, I think, the guy's binoculars. Like, here you go. And the Tuscan's like, oh, cool, cheers, Mando.
Yeah, awesome!
Have a good day. Yeah. Yay, binocs! So clearly, because the time-wise on that's not massively different. So the Boba flashback to this,
that's true.
we're talking weeks at best before, but yeah, so that is obviously laid the groundwork. Boba did that. Boba made it so these people do control their land and passage across it.
Which is pretty cool then, yeah. So they have tied that very nicely together. They
have, I think, anyway. Again, possibly reaching, but it occurred to me anyway. So the scene, like we said, the train, I mean, it's great. He takes it down hard in ways. The Pike Syndicate have now been introduced as well, which is great. Because, like we know, in the current state of affairs, Boba's basically entering this kind of crime syndicate, mafia underworld.
Yeah.
The Pikes are probably going to have a thing to say to him. He's probably going to run into them in his new role, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, man, for me, I mean, obviously we've already talked about the crazy batshit ending, so we don't need to go down that road again. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered it across. I mean, the big badass Wookiee dude is kind of a real standout for me. Were there any other points or anything you think I've missed?
The one thing I did like is the youngling of the Tuscans.
Oh yeah.
Considering Boba and him kind of had that whole thing together of he saved him and then he went back and was like, yeah. And he's now kind of like entrusted that guy to go be the messeger. Like, you're going to make the top shine, the little mirror
signal,
thing. Yeah. So I like the way they've kind of kept that. He's obviously got like a little bit of a bond with the youngling.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. And the end scene after the whole lizard up the face thing.
Yeah.
Strange. So strange. Him actually making the weapon.
Yeah.
That was a cool montage.
Yeah, like, that was very cool.
Being taught how to do it, though. You do it like this. Now do it. It wasn't like, we're not going to make this weapon for you. You want to be part of us, you make it yourself. And watching him get kind of like the dressings almost, where they're wrapping him up and making him... Oh, that was cool. That
part
was
of
cool.
the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because in Mando Season 2, when you see him appear for the first time, that's how he's looked. That's him.
Did you get a slight similarity when he walks out of the tent for the first time? And he's all dressed like that. I got big Obi-Wan vibes from when he first appears in New Hope. No Hope.
Yeah.
Not No Hope, New Hope.
Yeah, when he first appears in No Hope.
No, New Hope, that one. When Obi-Wan appears in that, and he's got the same kind of long cape with the big hood and stuff, and it's like, there's a mental
it's a very, I mean, the robes is a very Jedi look.
Yeah.
So Boba doesn't have the same face markings of the Sand People, but he's wearing the robes, the desert robes.
Yeah.
If you like.
I thought it was very cool.
I loved it.
Very cool.
Like I said, I mean, the whole episode is just full, and it's what we said. You can tell the people making this show and made Mandalorian just love Star Wars.
Yeah.
So everything they're doing is from an absolute place of, we love this, so hopefully you'll love it too. And for sure, I know I am. Yeah, it's been great.
I'm really, really enjoying it.
That is episode 2, chapter 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. We'll be back next week to talk more, episode 3, and break that down. Hopefully, you'll be joining us for that as well. If you're a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a show coming out very soon will be on the new Spider-Man movie. Obviously, if you've seen that, enjoy that show. If you haven't seen the movie yet, avoid that show and listen to it when you have. We'll also be bringing you a breakdown of the Eternals movie very soon, and that debuts on Disney Plus from January 12th.
Yes.
In the worldwide release, actually. It's not just the UK, it's worldwide. But for everybody listening, thank you very much once again. We'll be back next week. You all take care.
And go back to Nal Hutter.
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.